Why should people be pro-life? It's important to know that in the Old Testament of the Bible, idolaters would partake in pagan practices, one of which was child sacrifice. Parents would sacrifice their live children to a false god known as Molech. Unfortunately, a form of child sacrifice still seems to be taking place today, and is completely legal in many places throughout the world. The pro-life versus pro-choice quote-unquote arguments are unending, especially with the recent overturning of Roe versus Wade, which, contrary to some people's beliefs, didn't automatically make abortion illegal. It simply just turned the decision back to the individual states to then decide if they just wanted to end it completely, keep it legal with no strings attached, or if they wanted to keep it legalized but only under certain circumstances or situations. Now, from 2005 to 2010, National Geographic aired their In the Womb series, and it was in December of 2006 that they aired their Animals in the Womb documentary. Understandably, Christians might have really appreciated this documentary because they could have simply pointed out, look, even in the womb you can tell the difference between an animal and a human being. However, it turns out that these pictures were completely fake. The producers actually used silicone models and visual effects. In response, pro-choice people could say, at the earliest stages of life, you can't even tell the difference between an animal and a human being. Check out this tweet. Ian said, "Do these look like human beings capable of living on their own and making independent choices on their own lives?" Somebody responded by saying, "No, but they grow up to be." So Ian replied saying, "The one on the left is an elephant, the one on the right is a dog." Now, of course, as time goes by, you can physically see what a similar-looking fetus, quote-unquote, actually is. But in their earliest stages, embryos and fetuses look so similar you can't even tell what it is. Sometimes, pro-choice people also use the look-similar, quote-unquote, argument as a segue while trying to prove Darwinian evolution. For example, these fetuses here are a fish, a salamander, a turtle, a chicken, a rabbit, and a human. Here's another example. We have 5 fetuses that look similar, and if we reveal what these things are, we have a fish, amphibian, reptile, bird, and human. And then as you can see in these illustrations, it isn't until a later stage that you can tell the difference. This is obviously a miscarried animal of some kind, but do we really need to wait until a certain stage of development to know what something is or to determine its value? We do not, and here's why. In essence, nature, or form is what something is. Existence is that something is. And these are completely distinct. For example, if I ask everyone to picture in your mind a rainbow-colored unicorn, everyone can think of a rainbow-colored unicorn, but that doesn't mean that rainbow-colored unicorns actually exist. The rainbow-colored unicorn is the essence or nature or form of what we're imagining, but rainbow-colored unicorns don't actually have existence in this physical world. And we can insert anything else into that. Just because you can imagine something doesn't mean it actually exists. So we have essence, nature, or form, and that is completely distinct from existence. Now, of course, many people don't take this important distinction into consideration. Instead, many pro-choice, quote-unquote, advocates commonly say that abortion is okay up to a certain point of development, thinking that the stage of development determines if abortion is moral or immoral. Now, just for the sake of argument, I'm going to share with you some pictures of humans at different stages of life. None of these pictures are bloody and graphic. They're simply real-life photos illustrating the science of human development at different stages. This is a human at 22 weeks, a little more than 5 months in the womb. In other words, second trimester. Here's a human at 12 weeks and 5 days, which is 3 months and 5 days. In other words, first trimester plus 5 days. Here's a human at 10 weeks old, 2.5 months. Here's a human at 7 weeks, which is less than 2 months old. And as you can see in this picture, we see a brain, an eye, and a liver. Here's a human at 5 to 6 weeks old. And here are embryo cells at 4 days old. Now here's a news story with a headline of "Watch, brilliant flash of light at moment of conception proves life begins when sperm fertilizes egg." This article says, while abortion advocates have long defended their pro-choice stance by arguing that nobody knows the defining moment when life begins, a vivid scientific discovery is proving otherwise, in bright living color. In 2016, researchers at Northwestern University in Chicago were able to capture the miraculous moment that a sperm fertilizes an egg at the microscopic level. Their discovery was nothing short of a breathtaking display of our Creator's hand at work. The video they released reveals what appears to be a fluorescent display of fireworks taking place at the moment of conception. The flash of light is created when zinc is released and binds to tiny molecules that emit a fluorescence, quote-unquote, only viewable by microscopes. So check out this video of this actual event. As you can see, that fertilization and flash of light all happened in less than 2 seconds. Now in the article that shares this video, it says, in a study published in Scientific Reports, Northwestern researchers have discovered that when the human egg is activated by a sperm enzyme, an explosion of zinc sparks erupt. The size of the eruption is directly related to the health of the egg and its ability to develop into a viable embryo. Now let's go a step further. Something cannot come from nothing. Life does not come from non-life. You need a living egg and a living sperm to create a living fertilized egg. So if we want to make it crystal clear for people, perhaps rather than celebrating a person's birthday, which only keeps track of how long it's been since they left the womb, instead we should start celebrating a person's existence day, because that is when a new, distinct life begins at the moment of conception. And after the existence day, provided just 4 things, what turns a fertilized egg into a newborn baby? Those 4 things are time, air, food, and water. Another thing that people need to realize is that the opposing terms of pro-life and pro-choice don't accurately describe the opposing views. Why? Because the opposite of choice isn't life, the opposite of choice is no choice. And the opposite of life isn't choice, the opposite of life is death. So we can clearly see that both parties are making a choice, quote-unquote. As far as the pro-choice group, the word choice, quote-unquote, is merely used as a euphemism to make the viewpoint sound as moral as possible. So actually, if we want to be intellectually honest with ourselves and others, the 2 actual opposing views are pro-life versus pro-death. So next time someone asks you, should all people be pro-life? The answer is yes. Hi friends, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe down below and hit the bell icon so that you get notifications about all the new videos that are released. Also, for more information or to support our work, please visit our website, radicaltruth.net. Also, to book us for your church or event, just email us at info@radicaltruth.net. In the meantime, to watch another one of our videos, just click right here or right here, and we'll talk with you soon.